I'm picking Wendy for this because she has the fastest start, but if you're going to farm the ruins, you probably want to pick another character like Maxwell, Wickerbottom, or WX78. They're probably going to be the best choices for that. I might make a video where you farm the ruins. In farming the ruins, you're going to get all 3 ruins, and you're also going to get Thulsite. This is just the fastest way to kill the Ancient Guardian that I found. So now that the world's all loaded up, I'm going to start, and I have some resources I need to get. This depends on how confident you are. If you're not that confident in this run, you might want to grab some food and maybe some flowers to make a garland. But otherwise, all we need are 6 grass. We're going to need 2 sticks, and we're also going to chop down trees to get about 6 logs and some pine cones. We only need 4 logs because we need to make 2 campfires. We need to make an axe and a pickaxe. So basically what we're trying to get is an axe, a pickaxe, and the materials for 2 campfires. But we're going to take the extra logs from chopping down 2 large trees, and we're going to use those to burn those in our inventory for light. We need 1 thing in our inventory to burn for light in this run, but it's helpful to have a couple. Since I found the set piece with the axe and the boards, I'm not going to need as much sticks and flint, which is good. There's enough right here to get, but I'm going to save some. I thought he was going to grab that, so I didn't take that, but I could have. So I kind of timed that wrong. And while we're doing this, we're also looking for where we can go down. We're looking for the sinkhole. There's 3 of them in the world. One of them is going to be in this kind of marble type biome where there's patches of different kind of land everywhere. It's like a patchwork biome. One of them is going to be in the swamp. There'll be a grass patch in the swamp. And we found it right here behind the tree. I just saw it. So I'm going to chop this tree down as my second tree so I can access it quickly. And now we just need some grass for a campfire, and then we can go down. If you're doing well in this run, you should find the sinkhole before about 3 minutes you want to go down. So this was a pretty good RNG. About 3 minutes down here and about 3 minutes in the caves is pretty good. And we got the boards and pine cones. Now I'm going to spread these out in my inventory for quick burning while I'm moving. You might want to grab butterflies too if you feel like you're going to get hurt, but it doesn't really matter. And now I'm going to break the sinkhole, and then I need to mouse off of it and on it so I can click on it, which I did very slowly. This isn't a great run, so I could do a better one. I've only done this run about 5 or 6 times, and I optimized it after a couple of them because I didn't feel like it was very fast. And I was using my mini-map for the first couple, so I kind of learned to do it without my mini-map as well, because that's kind of cheating because it does offer an advantage. So, and also if you have a faster computer, you'll get faster load screens. This can entirely be done in under 9 minutes. So this is technically the fastest way to get all 3 Guardian Horns, because you could just do this 3 times in a row. Since you already have the resources after the first time, and you actually don't lose that much sanity and stuff, you can easily regain the sanity by picking some flowers. You can easily regain the food. If you're walking back to find the other sinkhole, you need to do is pick food while you go. So this is a pretty easy run to do. It's also very risky because you're not wearing armor, so if you are farming all the 3 ruins, like I said before, I'd play WX or I would play Wickerbottom. But you can also grab some log armor while you're in the labyrinth. So I'm going to light stuff on fire so I have a better vision radius, and I'm also going to use my map. The vision radius is important because every time I pause from a map, that's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time in-game, so if you're just doing this for in-game time, you're fine. But I like to be able to see, so the mini-map will speed this up, like I said before, but it's kind of cheating. Now we're basically looking at the ground to determine what turf we're in. We want to find the turf we just walked across because we're looking for spiders. The cave spiders will be always where the cave to go down to the ruins is. So it'll be that kind of biome with the stalagmites, but it's not that color. It'll be a darker color, the one with the spiders. And we can also hear the spiders when we get close enough. And I just light things on fire. It can be a little slow. This run isn't at all optimized. And if you're having trouble with sanity, you can grab and cook those. So I just kind of zoomed in to see if I could see a stalagmite. But these aren't the spiders we want. We want the cave spiders, so we just kind of want to avoid these guys right now. But I still wanted to see if there's anything past them, so I kind of walked through them. It doesn't really matter if we take any damage. We'll hopefully not die. I've never died doing this run before. Well, I've been killed by the Ancient Guardian, but I've never died on the way to the Ancient Guardian. And I'm going to light fires next to other things, because as the fire spreads, they'll keep the fire going longer. These swamp biomes aren't really good for finding them, but I see down here that there's this little bridge right here. I'm going to go down here. Every now and then you want to pause to see if there's any biomes you might have missed because it's too dark. Because you're fully revealing the map even if it's too dark. And I typically don't want to go too far from the hole because if you're going that far, even if you find the spiders, it's kind of a waste of time. And by that point in the game, you would have gone too far. So now I'm going to go back because I kind of realized that right over there might be where the spiders are from how it's laid out. So I'm going to kind of go back to the sinkhole, which is going to happen again in this run. I'm going to notice that I kind of missed something. So this run could have been a lot faster with this RNG, and the RNG even could have been better. I got down to the ruins in about 7 minutes with loading time. That's not bad. The fastest I've ever gotten down to the ruins is about 6 minutes. The fastest I've gotten to the ancient garden and killed them from being in the ruins is about 2 minutes. So you could do this run in 8 minutes theoretically, but you'd have to get really good RNG and play really good. And the problem is you have to get good RNG on the surface, in the caves, and you have to get good RNG when you're on the ruins. So now that we see the spiders, we're going to be looking closely at the ground, and we're going to try and not step on anything. I'm going to light a board on fire, and then I'm going to walk up, and I'm going to start hitting this. And since this guy's hitting me, I'm going to kill him. And now we have to mouse off and on again. I kind of got distracted doing that and by getting hit by the basilisk. It doesn't matter if you get hit, because you won't get hit that much. The most dangerous part is the ruins, and you don't want to get hit a lot there because you can die pretty easily. But I almost never get hit in the ruins, even though I'm going to. So now that we're in the ruins in about 6:30, we're doing pretty good. We need to find the labyrinth pretty quickly, and we're going to zoom out, which I didn't mention, but I did that in the caves. And I still want to light stuff on fire so I can reveal a lot of stuff. It's really good in the ruins because I want to see if I can see any nightmare lights, and I definitely want to see any depth worms, which won't show up on the map. So I'm going to kind of try and outline this map a little, and I see that death worm right there. They move pretty fast, so I'm going to keep moving, and he'll eventually lose interest. You want to kind of try and avoid the depth worms if you can by trying to not run past them too much. And quick pauses will show you the edges of the map. You can try and train yourself to look really quickly. So I'm seeing the edges of the map so I can see which direction I need to walk in, because it's hard to see the turf when it's all gray like this. And now we're just looking for the labyrinth. This is all we need to do right now. I'm actually going to have a little time to talk about the run because I'm going to miss where the labyrinth is and waste about 4 minutes, like I said in the description, which is unfortunate. And the shadow cycle doesn't really matter. It can make it a little more difficult, but we're going to, and you can also waste some time if the shadow cycle is kind of wrong or you take too long. But we're still going to avoid nightmare lights. We're not going to be able to avoid them when we get into the labyrinth, so we'll take precautions when we get to the ancient guardian. So I'm just checking the map. I noticed that there's some relics over there, so that kind of might be a wilds biome. So I think that's going to be a wilds biome. So I'm going to circle around rather than go down past here, because if I look to my left, I can notice that there's some artifacts over there, so I didn't think that would be the great place to go. And that runic turf right there, this is the start of the labyrinth, but there's some patches of these in the wilds biomes. That's why I didn't think that would be the labyrinth. So I kind of walked past. And usually towards the labyrinth there'll be several branching out, going to the left and right, so that kind of confirmed my suspicion that that wasn't the labyrinth. However, it was the labyrinth, so I'm going to waste some time walking around the map, which is unfortunate. Hopefully if I do this run again, when I get bored, I just do this run, I can get a better time. I'd like to get a time in about 10 minutes. I just got sniped by that death worm. I saw him go down, but I did not think he was close enough while I was trying to light something on fire, which actually almost killed me, but I'm not really concerned about my health as long as I'm not dead. So I just need to make sure I don't get hit. Usually I allow one hit from a pit dweller, but a pit dweller will kill me at this point. So when you're getting followed by the nightmare creatures, you just need to make sure you don't stop. And if you want to stop, you need to be able to see where they are. So you need to walk past the light so you can see where it's going. And then you got to juke them, because you don't want to try and juke them when you can't see them. And it's better to use your map than try and light shit on fire in your inventory when you're getting chased. So this runic turf is promising, and this could be the labyrinth, so I'm going to follow that. And when I can see up, it looks like the labyrinth is that way, so I'm going to try and circle around to go get there. But that patch right there shows that probably isn't the labyrinth, because the labyrinth is going to be all runic turf except for where the ancient guardian is, and this can't be in front of the labyrinth. This is going to like a military biome right here, but I kind of need to explore the edges because I was also looking for the labyrinth and trying to dodge this terror beak, So I kind of look around, waste some time on the map, thinking like, where the hell am I? This is definitely a military biome. And I'm going to pop the lighter on again, and then I got stuck in this little rut right here, which could have been the end of the run if I was getting followed by a shadow creature. And I realized that I missed the labyrinth down there right now. I'm like, oh, uh-oh. So I'm going back down there. And I got stuck there. That was pretty funny. Could not walk through there. So as you can see, this run can be optimized a lot. It's not perfect. There's a lot of better things I can do. The Ancient Guardian fight went pretty poorly. Oh, I also checked over here. Because this could have been the labyrinth, too. But after I walk past around here, I'm going to notice that it's not the labyrinth. Because if you look right down there, there's another artifact. So that chair right there, that's an artifact. And those won't be in the labyrinth. So you can see how the runic turf can go throughout the wilds biome. And it can be confusing. So that's unfortunate, but what I recommend is you just check out each runic turf. I'm not really 100% on the spawning mechanics of the ruins. I feel like if I looked at a couple maps and did this for a while, I could get better at finding where the labyrinth is going to be, and that might be easier. And that'll definitely cut my run time down, and that'll cut the RNG down. The RNG factor of this run is what I don't like the most, because it's just no fun to be playing a run where you can get a great time, get like 5 minutes coming to the ruins, and then never find the labyrinth, and then never find the Ancient Guardian, and then when you find the Ancient Guardian, maybe something shitty happens, but I don't know. Because the Ancient Guardian can be anywhere in the labyrinth, and he can be on the completely opposite side, which will take a while. So now that we've found the labyrinth, this is where the run's going to end. The labyrinth is probably the hardest part of this run. It's a really quick part, but it's really hard because the pit dwellers will try and kill you. So we're going to light some cave lichens, and since there's a couple branches coming up from the labyrinth, we want to try and find one with webs on it. That little branch right there is just a dead end. And now that I see that these pit dwellers are coming towards me, normally I would just walk past the web and I'd probably be able to distance them, but I want to egg them to jump at me so I can get back across, just because I was getting followed by a shadow creature and I know I can't take any hits. And now pausing is the safe way to go at this point, because we can see things on the map. And we want to find these ornate chests because I need a spear. Now I know they're pretty close, but I'm going to walk into this light because I just found the Ancient Guardian. Normally I was going to walk a couple feet, egg them on, and then I was going to light something on fire so I could see them. Once we find the Ancient Guardian, we're good on the pit dwellers because we're going to get him to attack them like that by leading him onto them, and he'll kill them. And then we're also going to walk around like this until we're done with all the shadow creatures. I'm going to take my lighter off so I can light something on fire, and the boards will give me tons more time than anything else will. Normally we'd use logs for this, and now I need an ornate chest. Normally you're going to open every ornate chest until you get a spear. You can also get log armor if you're not confident with this fight, but I am. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to get this chest, I'm going to get the spear, and I'm going to juke him around like that. And I lit the chest on fire too, so I could get some light. Now I'm going to take my campfire out, and I'm going to trap the Ancient Guardian. You should be able to do this. I should have been able to put the campfire right now, but I'm kind of hesitating right now because I was a little nervous because I had about 15 health. Not that health matters because he will kill you if he hits you. So I'm going to place one, and I'm going to keep going. You got to make sure that you don't have him rebound off that one to kill you. And then we're going to place a second one right next to it. And we're going to trap him in between. It's important that you run back because he will still hit you. And then we're going to center the camera like this, which I did a little slowly. And we're going to walk directly to the middle. And we're going to press F to attack him and then hold F. We need at least 49% in our spear, or it won't kill him. It's going to take about 37 seconds to kill him after you start hitting him. But from then, it's just holding F. If your sanity is too low, you'll have to either juke or fight off nightmare creatures, and that can be really detrimental to this run. That's why it's important you do this fast. If you do this in a reasonable amount of time, say about 15 minutes like I did it, you won't run out of hunger and your sanity won't go low enough for you to see nightmare creatures. If you take more hits, like if you take hits from a shadow beak or some, crawling horror, that'll lower your sanity. But you should be able to do this in about 9 minutes with good RNG, playing well. And then I'm going to eat this Guardian Horn. Alright, and that's it. Hopefully I'll be able to improve this time in the future. Thanks for listening. For listening.